Welcome back to your #1 top 4 Wayfinder, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get your hands on that very secret, hidden, maybe a little glitchy, out of the way Easter egg to unlock a very exclusive item with the cog here inside of Wayfinder Echoes 1.0, or I get time that video. We are 2 weeks out from 1.0, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually get this in the most easier way possible, and I hope you're ready to do some outbound tricks, because there's a whole thing to do to Easter egg, and I'm going to try to make it as simple as humanly possible so you can get your hands on this exclusive item. So with that, let's go ahead, let's jump into this, and let's begin breaking Wayfinder on purpose, of course. At 100% on purpose. This is actually an Easter egg now. Either way, let's do it. So to get started with finding that secret item, we need to do a few things here. First of all, you need to go ahead and ideally have this unlock. And if you need help unlocking it, I did a video all about it. Will be linked above. You can do this with other characters, but just keep in mind this will make it so much easier for you, mainly because of our jumping abilities. And the other thing we need to do here is, if you are not familiar with the bug where you can do the bunny hop to cover a large distance of base, if you do not know how to do that, or maybe you're just not very good at it, the other thing we need to do here is be sure to head over here when you start your game. For any of you who have spent real money in the MMO, or any of you that are coming in right now in early access of 1.0, since 1.0 is here very soon, here's a code. We need to go ahead and hit up the character over here if you haven't already played through the story to unlock it. But let's just say you haven't unlocked your mount, since we need to get a mount here. And if you haven't unlocked it in the main story, the fastest way to get it is, of course, by spending your founder coin. And of course, when it comes to all this, you can go ahead and find the NPC right over here inside of Skylight. And of course, when you go ahead and talk to him, if you never play the live server version, you will have, of course, one of the currency for supporting the game. And we need to go ahead and we need to pick up our mount here, which you can go ahead and get here. So just know, if there is any other items in the store you want to get, of course, play through the main story so you don't waste your one and only coin. But let's go ahead and pick up our mount. And when we do this, we need to go ahead and head to a very specific spot inside of Skylight. And when it comes to this, we need to go ahead, head back out like we are leaving, after I just totally go in a complete circle. So screw that, we're going to go the other way, because I have no sense of direction ever. So this should be fun. Since we are going to be going out of bounds for this, because this, if you're not familiar, was a little thing that happened during the live server beta day in early last year, and it kind of became a fun little bug and glitch during the beta that ended up becoming a official thing you can do in Wayfinder. So to start our journey here, just know it's gonna take a few tries, so be patient and follow along, and you should be okay. But nonetheless, we need to go ahead and hit up that very specific location on the map, which you will find right here, right net to, of course, the market. And from here, from that bridge, we need to go ahead and jump over here, and we need to go ahead and get up here. So what we're going to do from here is, as you can see, that pipe right here, we need to jump towards that building straight ahead so we can get over that pipe. And of course, one of the way to do it is, of course, with this from up here, we need to go ahead and just jump around and try to dash, and do not fall off. But ideally, you are going to need to get a dash properly up on this building. And if you are having an issue with that, there is another way to get up here, which is, of course, from down here net to the wheel. We can go ahead, and if you can jump on top of this, we can go ahead and get up here as well by, of course, doing our jump or dash. And then from up here, we can go ahead and jump straight across over here. Once again, that will take a little bit of skill to actually do it, but this is also another way to get in that location. Either way, whichever option is easier for you, you can take. And from here, we need to go ahead and jump straight across, which is no real issue here. Once again, if you do have the mount, the jumps can be a little bit more easier, but the main reason we want the mount is for later. But nonetheless, our net depth here, if we need to get around the corner here, so we need to jump out and then a dash in. And from in here, you might run into an issue where you might get stuck. But to keep dashing towards the corner, and eventually you should be able to pop out. If not, you might have to set your location and do the full jump again. And then from here, we need to go ahead and officially get our bound here. So if we fall down there, it's pretty much time to start over. So we need to go ahead and jump straight across here. And this is where the mount will come into play here. Since if you are doing your normal jump, you won't be able to make this. So either your two options is do that with a mount or do it with the bunny hop if you do know how to do that. So with all that being said, what we need to do is we need to go ahead, come on down here just a little bit, and we need to be jumping right towards the corner right here where you see the little area that look like kind of going down. So let's go ahead and get our mount. Be careful not to fall into that gap right there. But let's go ahead, get our mount. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and do a point. And then we need to jump across. So let's do this. And from here, congratulations. You are officially out of bounds inside of Wayfinder. And this is where the pilgrimage truly begin for the hidden accessory. So when it comes to the net part here, we need to go ahead, be sure to hang a little bit to the right here. So you don't actually fall through the environment here and have to respawn. But we're going to go ahead, just follow the corner around till you reach this building here. And from here, we need to go ahead and jump toward the rocks straight ahead. Once again, this is easier if you have your mount. So we're going to go ahead, just put on our mount. And then we're going to double jump again and land right over here. And then from up here, we can jump on up. And now we will enter this area with the trees if you have done it correctly. And then from here, we need to go ahead and follow around to the left here. So to continue following along the wall here. And we need to go ahead and climb up the stones mountain right here. And from here, once again, with your mount, you should be able to get up here no problem. And once we are up here, we need to go ahead, stick to the side of the mountain here. And now we're going to have to do a small little jump here. The jump is a little more challenging because once we get down here, we won't be able to really see where we are going at all. And we have to walk in a very, very specific way. But from a this stone, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight across into the forest. And as you can see, this is going to get very difficult to actually see where we are going. But from here, let's go ahead and see if we can make this a little bit easier. And it's not going to make it completely easier, but a little thing here. You don't have to do this, just some helpful advice. If you go ahead and pause your game and head on into the settings and head under a gameplay, if you go ahead and go down to camera zoom and level it all the way up to 100, that is going to make visibility a little bit better. So just a little offhand tip for you. But once you got that done, you can see a little bit better, but not quite. And what we need to do is we need to be careful because we can fall through the environment here, and we need to go ahead and move on out. So once you are out here, though, we need to be going pretty much back towards the tower that you can see off in the distance. So we're just going to go ahead and head also toward the ocean a little bit. So let's just go ahead, head on down here. And from here, we will go ahead and find us a little edge that we're going to need to go ahead and do some platforming on, which will be right over here. And we will go ahead and eventually make it to the water line here. And from here, we need to go ahead and just continue following this around just a tiny bit here. And then when we are out here at the riverbank, you see that little island. We need to go ahead and jump on down. And we need to go ahead and head towards the little island itself. And from here, we are going to be heading right up into this area of the mountain. And the best way to know that you're going the correct way here to get to that mountain As you can see off in the distance, there is two stones, one sticking out of the water and one over there on the right. And we need to go ahead and head pretty much straight down the middle here as we progress here forward. Do not worry, you're not going to drown or anything. You can believe just fine underwater since they were never meant to get here, at least originally anyway. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves up on the land mass right here. So once you get to that point from the riverbed, we need to go ahead and head up pretty straight following the mountain here. Be sure to keep an eye out, because not only is it going to be harder to see here, but also there will be holes in the map itself that we need to be careful of. So we need to go ahead and pretty much follow this around. Once again, trying not to fall into anything, especially with how that map can get here. So we need to go ahead and pretty much stick going towards that mountain up here. So once again, just be very, very careful out here for any holes you might end up seeing in the ground. And we're just going to keep going all the way up here to we go ahead and make it toward the mountain. So as you can see, for the example of a hole in the ground is right here. So once again, do not step in any of them. And then we're going to go ahead and come around to about here where you see this part of the mountain. And if we go ahead and look on the map, well, we are very, very far out. So once again, be sure to just kind of eyeball that mountain and try your best to go slowly till you reach that point here, which once again, you will very much note it because this is pretty much the main way up. So from here, we need to go ahead and adjust kind of platform all the way up here. Might be a little challenging, but just pretty much follow the path up here toward the trees. But the main thing we need to do here is, as we are climbing that mountain, pretty much stick to the right side of the mountain itself. Once again, I might have to do a little bit of skywinding up the mountain. If you ever play Skywind, well, you know how that kind of goes. But pretty much stick to the right side, and with your mount, just keep on bunny hopping with it, or double jumping until we get all the way up here overlooking the mountain here. And then from here, this is where they're going to get a little bit challenging if you do not have the mount, because this is the main thing that going to be to make it or break it for you. Once again, which is the main reason we got our mount here, is specifically for the reason right here. Since we got to go ahead and jump across this, and if you can't tell, it is pretty far apart. And of course, if you fall down it, congratulations, you got to start completely over here. Once again, if you know how to do the bunny hop glitch, you can also make it this way. But like I stated, I highly, highly recommend getting your mount unlocked or playing through the story enough to unlock the default one. Either way, this is where we gotta go next. We need to go ahead and jump straight across. So go ahead and make sure you are jumping right at that point, straight across. Feel free to go back and get a little bit of feed if you need to. So line yourself up here, start running, and then we just gonna jump for a little bit, and before we hit roughly even with it, just double jump on your mount again, and you will go ahead and make it across. And for the net part, this is also going to be a little more challenging as well, since we got to do some very specific, I guess walking, not quite platforming, but either way, stick to the left side of the mountain here to you go ahead and reach this area with the trees. And from here, what you need to do is, once again, be very, very careful as you hug that wall, since there is holes out here as well you can fall down. But pretty much hover against the wall here till you come around here. And then from here, this is obviously kind of recommended to get off your mount here, because we need to do a very, very specific jump here. So we need to go ahead, follow this around the best we can while hugging this wall. And from here, we need to go ahead and get up there. So the main thing you want to do here is get close to the edge here. You can get some height, and we need to jump towards pretty much the down slope here, and that way we can get ourselves up here. Once again, super easy with this. And then from here, we need to go ahead, go up toward the left, So once again, we can go ahead and do like last time. We can kind of hang out here to get a little bit of high ground, and then jump and dash up into this area. And that will go ahead and get us up here. And from here, we pretty much got the most difficult jumps out of the way. Since on that thing here that we just kind of got to walk all the way up. I get you technically got to do that jump. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead, stay to the right side of the mountain. And of course, you can wide your mount or do it on foot. You're pretty much good. All that matters here is pretty much follow the edge around. And then a jump towards the trees over here so you don't fall through the map. And we're just going to go ahead and go straight on up here. And we can go ahead and get our main reward for coming up here. Like, as you can see, you can just went all the way up. So not only do you have a fantastic view of being out in the middle of nowhere, as well as, of course, the skylight tower. And, of course, the little broken thingy off in the distance. But the main thing we want to do when we are actually up here, we want to head pretty much towards the skylight tower here, staying at the very top. Because once we get ourselves all the way down here, you're going to see yourself a shiny item that you can go ahead and pick up. So just be careful to not fall off. And once you get up here, you can go ahead, hit R1 and get your reward. And once you have this, congratulations, you have just unlocked a special accessory here, where we can go ahead and hit up a character. And then from here, let's go ahead and decorate our character by going to style, hitting up our trinkets, and from in here, you will go ahead and see the cog. And of course, the cog itself, the main reason, well, this is a cog, is originally during the beta process. You used a cog to get yourself out of bound, to pretty much just do what we did. The main thing that changed was mainly in the beginning how we got out of bound. But nonetheless, this is a accessory that you can only get by taking this out of bound glitch as a celebration of the community that ended up helping beta test it. Once again, back in the live server days of Wayfinder, back in early, what would that have been? 2023-ish? Like January, February back then. And there you go. There is how you get your hands on the cog from the Wayfinder beta and server, whatever you want to call it. And from here, you can go ahead and accept that. And then you might be wondering, how exactly do we get out of here? Since, as you can see, we have come a very, very long way. You can go ahead and just bring up your map here. And from here, we can just go ahead and say, teleport back to where we want to go. In my case, let's go back to the Gloom Gate. And from here, we will go ahead and teleport back to Skylight. And with that, that is how you unlock the super special hidden, out of the way, glitchy unlock Easter egg Wayfinder. And hopefully you have found it helpful. Hopefully you was able to get your hands on it, do the wider packet that many of us did during the live server NDA beta. And hopefully you enjoy your new accessory that you can only get by doing this out of bound trick. And stuff like this is honestly what kind of make Wayfinder kind of awesome, of just how much like little things like this with glitches and whatnot that the community found way back in the day that Airship went ahead and turned into real Easter eggs. So I'm always a fan of that type of stuff, and I kind of wish more game did that. And yeah, hopefully the video have been helpful to you. If so, make sure to do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells, and hopefully you don't fall through the map. And if you do, let me know in the comment how many times did you fall through the map, and if you made it for a try, let me know below as well. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that is, of course, supporting here on YouTube by hitting that wonderful join button for 99 cents a month, hitting up patreon.com/Maconn, or coming over to our live stream that we do every single day starting around 7:30, and hit that wonderful subscribe button, or maybe you got yourself an Amazon Prime. I do appreciate it. Thank you to all my dudes I listed here, and of course, hit up any of the links in the description if you want to get your name listed and help support the channel. With that, I'm going to go ahead and do it for me for today, a Wayfinder video, and I will go ahead and see you in the comments.